4K, man. 4K all day, every day. Except we're still probably not at high detail.
Hey, Frank! I don't give a f***. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Everybody
in the club getting tipsy.
getting tipsy. Not me tonight. I don't get any vodka tonight, but
Aww.
no. So what'd it be? What'd it do? Are you kicking wing tonight?
What?
Are you Joe Durton tonight?
It's Dirte.
Keep on keeping on.
Put an E on the end, pronounce it Dirte. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what episode is this, Ian?
141 too many. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, 141, buddy.
Oh.
Yep. You get to the 200 mark here soon, probably by end of this year, I think, or maybe begin sometime early next year, maybe.
It's 52 weeks in a year. We're doing it once a week. How many is 142, you said?
Yeah. So probably around the same time, maybe next year.
Yeah.
A little bit past, you know.
Yeah. The next summer.
Yeah.
But, so what have you been up to, good sir?
Not much. What about you?
Same shit.
Same shit.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, this the first floor or second floor of this house, we thought that it was all in one circuit. My father-in-law came out here and was working on it, and actually, apparently, the bathroom is on a separate one because everything else was shut off, but that one was still working. So, but he went ahead and rewired some stuff and did some things. So now I have a window unit in here as well. Well, I had a window unit here, but I can actually use it is the thing.
Right.
But it's funny because we had a window unit in the main bedroom, a window unit in the guest room, my computer, and a TV and fans throughout. And one day we didn't blow a single fuse, but the next day, trip. Breaker was always flipping over. So when my father-in-law was working on it, he said that the circuits weren't even 20, they were 15. So he's like, I don't even know how you're using one window unit, let alone two. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, at some point in time, I might get a little warm because just because I'm way the hell over here. So I have a desk fan just in case. So you might hear that on the microphone. Does it pick that up at all?
A little bit.
I think is this the highest setting? Yeah, this is the highest setting.
I remember when it used to be like hot as balls in your place. You would say.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, because this is the upstairs, so heat rises, you know.
Yeah. It tends to do that, right?
Yeah, and we only recently got central air, so, I mean, it wasn't doing jack shit. Like, we had the window open with a box fan in the window, and that was it. So, let me check out what weather.com says my current temp is anyway. .com. Oh, no. I installed an ad blocker just because I got tired of it. Weather.com says, advertising imports meteorologists and technology to improve your forecast. Nah.
No, dog, no.
Oh, and then they reconsider whitelisting and will provide you a faster site experience for 30 days. Isn't that the definition of net neutrality?
What did it say?
Hold on. Screen share this shit real quick. Reconsider whitelistingweather.com and we will provide you with a faster site experience for 30 days.
Wow.
How about you just, provide me with a fast experience all the fucking time?
Yeah. Provide me with the experience that I've been getting.
Right? Miss me with that shit. I forgot to put on the global dark. Check it out. Here's me. Here's me with global dark.
We know.
Fucking lights up my damn room.
And that's on what, your 4K TV?
Well, everything, because I have my mail open on my side monitor. I have you on my other monitor.
And it does it for all the open tabs or whatever across your screens?
All the windows that aren't like the Hangout window for the buddy list or whatever, that doesn't. Let me go ahead and just turn it off real quick, and I'll open a new window, file, new window, and stick it on the last screen here real quick. So, actually, let me make a new window. Let me make one and put it on my over top of you, so everything's all white. So this is. Oh, it hurts my eyes. I can't see the camera, but is it bright?
Yeah.
It's hurting my eyes.
It's basically, you got like studio lighting in there with your screens or like
Soft
hot
boxes
boxes or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, let me make that go away. Get rid of this window I don't need, and then I'll go ahead and. I like that it's just one click and there it is. Look, so But
And all that blue light on, if you were to be reading that all the time like that, that'd be fucking up your eyes, man.
Yeah. Okay, today. Oh, it's already up. Oh, okay. 66. No, wait. 65. Feels like 65. Yeah, it's warm enough. I was driving the other day and the lady on the radio said, "Hi, 66. Currently 68." I'm like, wait a minute. So anyway, I got a question, Ian.
Oh yeah.
I think you know what it is.
Well, what's your question, Frank?
What you drinking on?
Oh, you want me to do a sound clip? Oh, okay.
I don't give a fuck.
Soda Talk with Frank and Ian. Let me just
That's
pick up
fucking right.
Let me just pick up that hint that I dropped there that you just totally missed. I dropped a hint and it went over your head. Whoosh.
Oh yeah.
So what are you drinking on, sir?
Okay, I'm drinking. I'm drinking. This isn't what I wanted to get tonight, but we'll get into that. It's kind of like a second runner up to that, but I got I like my tropical game fuel, the gamery can.
Gaming.
Gamey.
Gotta drop that gaming soundbite.
Yep. Yeah, that's another one I need to get. But and I got that, and then a BB.
Butterfinger BB?
Yep. let go of my Butterfinger Baja Blast. Ooh. And then I have a little bit. I was drinking on this earlier, but it's just some mist. Mist. That's for like a backup, I guess, and then toilet water.
You know.
So basically, this is like my whole line of drinks down here.
It was funny. My wife got a not a mini fridge, but like one of those little portable ones that holds like 6 cans
Yeah.
to take to work. And I was like, "Hey, how much was that?" And she goes, "I don't remember. You don't need it. You don't need to get one and be more lazy." I go, "Well, I guess." So, well, what am I drinking on? You say, right?
Oh, hold on here.
Uh-oh.
Let me
He's phoning a friend.
phone home. Oh, no, this is what I wanted to get, but they didn't have it at Marx, unfortunately.
Fun for your money and save at Mark's.
It's
See, I've heard the commercials because we get the Cleveland feeds where I grew up, but I've never actually been into Mark's, I don't think. Yeah, you wanted the Liberty Dew, right?
Yeah, Mountain Dew Liberty, which I guess it has like 50 different flavors in it or something.
That's bullshit. That's like the 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper or whatever the hell is it, or like what? How many? Which one is it that had supposed to have a bunch of flavors and it just tastes like prunes?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I know that they had the 3 flavors for that Dew USA, the Deusa, as I call it.
Yeah.
The red, white, and the
Dew.
White out and the blue.
What the hell is that one?
Oh, I have no idea. Mystery flavor.
Oh. It tastes like they're going to get rid of it as soon as you like it.
It looks like the unidentified substances in neckbeard nest.
Yeah. It looks like some kind of cinnamon flavored beverage.
Cinnamon.
Yeah. Like aluminium.
Yeah, so I don't know, did you were you able to get a hold of any or
I did not procure any because I thought it only came in cases. I didn't think to go to a gas station and look for a bottle.
Well, that's what I was specifically looking for at Marx, and yeah, I didn't see any cases either. So,
well, the review I saw, the guy got a case of like 24 of them, or either a 12 or a 24 pack, and I was like, I don't want to take a risk of it being like the mango heat, where I'm like, okay, it's different, and then by the halfway through, I'm like, this is disgusting.
So, I guess this is just kind of like if either of us get it, we'll do an update. I guess this is kind of like soda talk. Preparing for RTX Mountain Dew, right? Preparing my rig for RTX.
Right. Upcoming update.
Yeah. But what did you get? What's your runner up?
Well, with dinner I had a Baja Blast from Taco Bell, which I went to the drive-thru and I said, "Do you guys even have the Spike Lemonade anymore?" "I'm sorry, we do not." I'm like, damn it. Well, they got like a mango brisk now, I think, because they got an orange cup that looks like it. Like when they had the cup of Baja Blast on the sign, and then next to it is a cup that looks like the Spike Lemonade. I was like, oh, they've got it. No, they don't.
Ours has the yellow Kickstarter, but this is a game fuel, but I think the Kickstarter, the yellow one, is like similar to this.
So I had a Baja Blast. I got a couple ice. I got a toilet water for my health, and then
for your teeth.
And then I wanted to try Sioux City birch beer because I love their sarsaparilla, and I was like, their sarsaparilla tastes like root beer to me. So I was like, well, what the fuck does their root beer taste like? So I bought a root beer. I'm gonna try that next week. But I also bought a birch beer, and it's weird. I don't know if you can. Let me do.
You turn back on your softbox,
right? Oh, I'm on a page that's going to be white. Hold on, or going to be like the main Google page. It's like, sorry, we can't change this site. But yeah, it's like red, kind of.
Yeah.
It looks like Tussin.
Robotus.
So yeah, Robo Tussin. So
So what's it called? Sioux City?
yeah, like
Sioux Studio City.
no, like Sioux, like the Native American tribe,
Uh,
and it's this one is birch beer, like the wood birch, I guess. So I want to say I've had birch beer, but I can't remember what the hell it tastes like. I hope it's not disgusting. But it was $1.30 at something a bottle, so I'm not gonna cry if it is.
well, it's always a win if it tastes better than what it looks like.
Right. Let me give it a try here.
First taste. You've seen it here, folks.
Hmm.
Like, well, it's got some kick.
Hmm.
With some hair on your chest.
Hmm.
We should get that sound clip from Back to the Future. Also, that wake up juice.
Yeah. It I'm gonna say cream soda.
Hmm.
That's weird. I was not expecting that. God damn.
Oh, that's what I should have gotten tonight. I have some vanilla oranges, Cokes again in the fridge.
Hmm.
It's like orange cream soda. But no, you ever hear that on the radio? That song "Sioux Studio."
I mean, I know it. Do you know who does it, Ian?
Actually, no, I don't. I'm not pretty hip to a lot of the older songs, you know.
It's Genesis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're pretty good with the music trivia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like a lot of old stuff. If you ask me, to name a song by DJ Snake, I go, who? Because this morning I put on a random YouTube playlist on my phone and sat my phone down, and I scrolled through to make sure that I recognized a few of the songs. But like I said, DJ Snake was in there, and I knew the name, but I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what the hell song it was. Do you know what it was?
What?
Turned out for what? I was like, oh, this one. I know this one. But it got me because the first song was from Django Unchained. Django. Which, have you seen that yet, by the way?
Yes, I have.
It's
I
awesome,
watch
isn't
movies,
it?
Frank. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't watch Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, see. So
I need to watch more of his stuff. You're right, though.
Yeah, and even though it's kind of cool to see the stuff like it is dated, but you can see it. They're like period pieces. Like, Django was his spaghetti western. Inglourious Bastards was his army, World War II piece.
Uh,
But like when you watch the older films where they're like, you can see they're at restaurants, like they're at a food court and they're smoking, and I'm like, man, that takes me back. So like, anyway, yeah, the first one was Django Unchained, which I was like, that's awesome. And I scroll through, and like a couple songs later, they had Eyes, the Hawaiian singer, doing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And I was like, that's adorable.
That's adorable.
And then they had a song called Forever Young, which I forgot about. It was an 80s song. It wasn't the Rod Stewart Forever Young, which is what I thought it was. It was if you hear it, you go, oh, this one, Forever Young. He's like screaming it. And I go, oh, I want to be forever young. I don't know who it was, but I listened to it, and there was like some random stuff in it. Which is, it's called random shit. Yeah, DJ Snake.
I bet you could. I don't know about DJ Snake, but I bet you either of us could name a Whitesnake song.
Did you say neither of us?
I bet you both of us could.
Here I go again on my own. Or
I always
Sister
think
Christian?
of Whitesnake Slide It In.
Slide it in. That's
and their name is Whitesnake.
Is that who I was singing?
Oh, I think so.
God damn it! Now I gotta Google it. Here I go again on my own. I think of it. Yeah, Whitesnake. Yeah. It's this love that I'm feeling. Oh, now I gotta look up some songs here. Whitesnake. Whoop. Songs. Top Whitesnake songs. Okay, just list the 10 here. Top 10 countdown. Casey Kasem.
It's
Ready and
fucking
willing.
ponderous.
Yeah. Ready and willing. That's a Deep Purple. Child of Babylon. No. Still the night. Yeah, we're in Still the Night. Look, whoa. That's a cool album cover. I can't show it on the show. Whoa.
Awesome. Whoa.
Yeah. Stranger. Boy, I really don't know all these. Yeah, I only know like half of the songs, so I guess real Whitesnake fans would think I'm a poozer. Poozer.
If you had to pick, well, I guess there's what you would pick, but is there like a, also like a generally accepted, like what's the best 90s rock band, I guess? Is that able to be answered?
No, because they're see, because genres exist. Because see, you don't turn on the radio and listen to a rock station, because there's the old head rock station, which plays the Beatles and Zeppelin and Skinner, and then you got the rock station that plays the crap the kids are listening to these days, or like in Columbus, which is where I work, they've got the Blitz, which is like Nine Inch Nails, Metallica, like the same 5 Nirvana songs over and over, and then metal that I don't listen to, but the kids apparently like these days. Which I'm not saying I don't like metal, but this current generation, I have no idea. I'm not up on it.
Well, I guess a better question would be what, like, when you think of the 90s, what metal band would you think of?
Specifically metal?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I don't know. Because the 90s were really... 90s were really good for that stuff. All the like from the 70s on, we really had a lot of good metal bands. And I don't think there's one definitive, because like, I mean, Metallica
Like something
probably,
like Aerosmith or whatever.
they're not metal. They're rock, but like if you want to talk metal, there's like White Zombie and Slayer and
9 Inch Nails is probably one of the bigger ones.
yeah, and like and then you got like, if you like the rock band, see, then you got like the Foo Fighters and Rancid and Green Day and shit, and then it depends on how old you are too. Like Blink-182 was on tour with Lil Wayne. What? I mean, I told that to a friend of mine. He's like, "What? Why?" And I go, "Dude, the white kids who like Lil Wayne are going to be into Blink-182." And he goes, "Well, yeah." He said he saw Tech Nine, and like it was mostly white people.
Well, I guess a good question would be like what band originated in the 90s and then that was it.
Oh, they didn't do anything after that?
Yeah, specifically 90s.
Boy, I hate to go there. Nirvana?
Nirvana?
I
That
mean,
would be a fair one, probably.
Kurt died in '94, so I mean, other than the couple of tracks that snuck out after that, I wouldn't say that they defined the '90s, but I mean, because you got the one-hit wonder bands, and then you got the bands that put out like a couple good albums, and I don't know. Once you get past the second good album, then it's you kind of just keeps rolling, like because what they call the sophomore slump. They put out a good album, and then their follow-up sucks. Could be like Guns N' Roses. They put out like 4 albums, and then, you know, they take 10 years to put out another one.
I'm sure anybody that would listen to this they'd probably be like screaming at their computer. You know, I mean, it's like,
well, like our fan who's a musician.
what's going on? Does that family member still listen to the show? How are they doing?
They're all right. They're off and on because it's 2 of them. They husband and wife duo, and you know, when you work full time, and we ramble on for up to 4 hours at a stretch about nothing. Plus, you know, I talk too damn much. I don't give them the Ian that they want. It's my fault.
Right.
So
no, I wasn't a cool kid in high school or whatever, so I wasn't like, I didn't have the white out on my backpack, you know, wearing the flannel and
I
long
wore
hair,
a lot of
you
flannel.
know.
I wore flannel. I tried to grow my hair out, but like I couldn't because my hair, once it gets to my ears, starts to curl and looks retarded.
I was never like in shape, so like I could never pull off like the Jankos and the like the real tight shirt, you know.
Well, I never wore tight shirts, but I wore Jinkos because, you know, they were popular at the time.
Yeah.
And I wore a lot of flannel. But
yeah, because I remember I used to see like a lot of kids wearing like the Jankos, and then they wear like that tight shirt with like the stripes going down the arms.
Gotcha. 1990s. What year were you born?
82. We're the same age, man.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody the other day, and like I said, I found out that I've been working at my job since he was 6 years old.
Oh my god.
So
that
made
just
me feel
like
old.
Make you depressed.
You're like, oh god, what have I done with my life?
Things and stuff.
Yeah.
None of it fucking matters.
Fucking who gives a shit?
Yeah. But no, before we run out of time though, I really haven't been up to a whole lot. Been hanging out with my boo a little bit here and there, and yeah. How about you? Oh yeah, I spent some time with my family. I went over their neighbor's house for Memorial Day. They had a bunch of like family members there, kids that are running around. What's nice is like I'm kind of like at that age where, you know, like 20s and 30s, I guess you could say, is like, you know, it's the in between where you can, you know, I could still run around and have fun with the kids because like the, you know, like the teenagers and stuff wanted me to run around with them and play like with the water guns and stuff, and, you know, like just entertain the kids and stuff. But then you could also, you know, just have normal conversations with the adults too. So you're that kind of in between age is more popular, I guess, you know. Because adults, they can't run around and stuff. They just watch the kids run.
Right.
But I did get sunburned, though. In the process of doing that, I got sunburn on my arms and stuff.
Can't tell.
Looks white. It looks white because of the screen, but if you do like a reference, I guess. It's going down a little bit now. It's starting to get brown. Do you burn, or do you get the tan sometimes? Or just straight to burn?
I burn. I have my two I have my 2 colors. I have my pasty white Irish and my Native American red. That's it. Floyd was showing me he went out with the kids to a little water park and he got burnt. And because he's got real short hair, so his scalp got burned. I go, ooh, yeah. I got the blonde hair, so I have to wear a hat when I mow the grass, or else my scalp burns like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Wearing a Cap for you though, because that could be bad for you, I guess, if you wear a hat all the time.
Yeah.
Get that hat hairline. That's probably why like a lot of those rabbis and stuff, they get that bald spot at the top because they would always wear that yarmulke.
Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. So, anyway, dog.
You know what's funny is I play that game Words at Scrabble, and they on my phone, and they won't let you just spell Jew. I guess they think it's derogatory or something, even though Jewish people, it's just like Jewish people and non-Jewish people just say it. I guess
Was it Louis C.K. said it's funny that the bad word for a term or a group of people is the same as the correct word for a group of people. So, like,
Yeah.
the president could be doing a speech. He could be like, the blacks and the whites, put a little stank on it, and the Jews. What? Did he say something bad?
Well, it's also on like the tone that you use it and stuff.
Yeah. So,
What about you? Did you get to do anything good for Memorial Day?
no, my wife went to visit her family, so I just hung around with the dogs, and I tested out my Steam Link that I bought eons ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't like controllers. No thanks.
So like you opted out of spending time with the family, or she gave you an option, an out, or whatever.
No, someone has to watch the dogs, dog. The family was in Kentucky.
Oh, I see. So like, how long was she gone?
Just like overnight, and then through the part of the day. So like she
Oh, okay.
left on Sunday and came back Monday night. So,
Huh.
but we're not going to board them for a day. That's retarded.
Yeah.
And yes, I said retarded. I know that's the incorrect term, but
Is it derogatory?
whatever.
I remember the Howard Stern decided to change the name of one of those whack packers. They had retard in the title,
Mm-hmm.
and they got pissed. They wanted their name back.
Oh yeah, which one was it?
I think it was like Wendy the retard, I think, or Gary the retard, and they were pissed. They're like that. That's what I'm recognized as. I get people love me for that name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just some people are just overly sensitive, I guess, even though you use that name in different ways.
It's funny that people like complain about people are so overly sensitive. You're complaining about something, so you're sensitive. If you didn't give a shit, you're not. Never mind.
Don't know where you're going with that, but
You don't know where I'm going with that?
no.
I'm just saying people are offended. You're like, I'm offended that people are offended.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, I'm just saying it because, like the people that it could offend is like, or that it should offend, that they don't even give a shit, that
Mm-hmm.
they think that it's the people that are getting offended over it are too ridiculous,
Oh. Too ridiculous? Is that their group?
too ridiculous. Well, it's just like, like when a lot of times when like if there's like something that you want to, a lot of what am I trying to say? It's like a lot of time the people that are offended are just like white people, just normal white people,
Yes.
old,
Yes.
that are
Well-
like policy makers and stuff like that,
Well, they don't want to see change. And when they see change, they go, I'm offended by that. I don't like it. Like a racist couple seeing a couple kiss that's two different races. Ew, I don't like that. Well, they're not kissing you, so it's none of your fucking business. I don't like it. It's like what like it's as if they're watching you pour something into a soup that you're like, I don't want that. Well, I'm not offering you to eat it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like with a lot of corporations and stuff. A lot of times it's because they're scared that it's going to affect their bottom dollar, so they got to make sure everything's as watered down as possible, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Right. So,
But besides that, though, you didn't get anything done on the weekend, like
just
Saturday, Sunday.
No, just mow the grass, do some laundry. Nothing exciting.
No fallout
I mean,
while you're doing the laundry.
Well, no, I played a little bit, like I said, with the controller on my Steam Link, and I'm so used to the mouse and keyboard, I can't do it.
Yeah. You have one of those wireless mouse and keyboards.
No, the Steam Link only supports one thing, so like you can't have a USB dongle for both.
Does it only have one USB in there?
No, it's got two USBs, but it sees one as controller player 1 and one as player 2. So you'd have to have a hub that would do both, and I'm not going to do that. I'm like, fuck that. I'll just play it on my regular computer.
Yeah.
I just did that so I could be downstairs watching the dogs instead of in here. Because if I'm here, then the dogs go, "Hey man, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm doing something." Okay, and then they walk off and go get into trouble.
That's an excuse to do one of those compact PC builds.
Or no.
Media PC.
Right.
Or streaming PC or something,
Right. So.
But
Anyway.
well, that's cool. Yeah, your weekends are kind of slow for getting stuff done, huh?
I mean, I work during the week, and I don't want to work on the weekend. I gotta make myself get up and do things because that's what grown-ups do. They get up and
So like when you got your computer built and like all your monitors and stuff set up, that must have taken a lot of your energy too.
Well, I mean, I get everything one at a time. Because I told somebody, I was like, yeah, I got, I told my monitor layout, they're like, oh, I can't do more than, I can't afford more than the one. I go, well, I didn't get all monitors at once.
Yeah.
I started with a regular 24, then the 34, and then I said, well, let me get the 29, and then a 4K, and next thing I knew, I was sitting on top of a monitor. I tried, I did a couple things yesterday, as a matter of fact, to prepare for the show. I moved my microphone, for anybody that notices I sound different, just so that it's not over top of everything, because when I would get done with the microphone, I'd stretch it out of the way, and it would be way over here, and it was in front of everything. Now I can smush it into the corner.
Smush it real good.
Yeah. And I tried using a power line adapter that I've got, because I realized I have a power line adapter and an extra long cable that I could plug into the power adapter outside the hallway, and it actually doesn't go any faster than my Wi-Fi.
Hey Frank, what was it called? What kind of line adapter?
Powell.
Power!
Yeah.
Hey, McFly, you bojo! Don't burst don't work on water! Unless you've got power!
Right. Right. Anyway.
Unless you got power.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Anyways.
But yeah, it literally was no faster than Wi-Fi, so it's like, oh, well, then I'm not missing out on anything. When I plugged in the Steam Link, it said, oh, this might not be the best connection. You should use wired. I go, hey, fuck off.
Fuck off.
Anyway, would you like to do the video of the week, Mr. Ian?
It's video of the week.
That's not funny, Ian.
How does that say?
My mother was
Hey,
the
you
video of the week.
made what?
My mother was a video of the week.
You said that was the whole purpose of you making it sound like terrible.
That sounds like someone who's a little proud of himself.
Okay.
It's not hide and seek. It's the video of the week.
No.
You don't like that? That's my jam.
It's so corny. It's funny.
Right. Okay. Let me share some screens here.
It's the best we could do, folks. Right? So it's what you're gonna get,
Right.
bitch.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I forget whenever it's dark, it hides the scroll.
Yeah, what is with that?
I mean, I don't know. It's when I do the dark theme, it does that. Probably because I have the dark skin on for YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, let me
Yeah, so
reload.
I watched this YouTube channel called Evan and Kaelin, which is this couple that's
Aw.
extremely over, like they're like a really happy and hyper couple. They're like they make you feel like, damn, I wish I had an awesome relationship like that where they're always happy all the time.
Wow.
But I mean, obviously they're on camera, so I'm sure they have ups and downs. But
I mean, that or it's what they call fake energy,
yeah,
or maybe he's really closeted gay because he's got that energy.
looks like a soy boy.
Wow. Okay, so what do they do?
They're like a DIY channel. They do like a lot of artsy fartsy stuff, resin designs.
Oh,
They make like resin
medieval.
embedded tables and stuff. You know how where you see like tables with like stuff frozen in the resin and shit.
So they pour a mixture onto a table and put boogers in it.
That's what I said.
Now, I thought about doing that kind of stuff for a minute because, like, a lot of shift knobs for cars and stuff are literally just cast pieces of resin with shit in them.
Yep.
But then I realized to get the air bubbles out, you got to have it in a pressure chamber, and I'm too lazy for that shit.
Yeah, you could either do a pressure chamber or a vacuum chamber. Either of those sound dangerous, frankly.
Yeah, especially with, like resin, people add that agent to make it dry faster, so that makes it hot.
Yeah.
Add danger to it, sure.
But yeah, so they do a lot of that type of stuff. They do do other things. I forget, but I mean, I've been watching them lately. But specifically for this video, they show you how to make. You remember those mood rings back in the day?
Yeah.
So they show you how to paint your Xbox controller and make it a mood ring controllers. It's basically just heat reactive paint, and they show you how to do that, like how to paint it on and clear coat it and everything.
His red wing actually, it looks a lot like mine in this shot. It's actually kind of funny. And here I am calling him gay. Maybe I'm the one who's secretly gay. Like it's a secret. Jesus Christ. Okay, so.
But yeah, if you skip through some of the parts, you'll see like the rainbow effect on there that he did a fancy diagram with. They had to do like several coats of it for the effect to really show through. And they said you can't do a too thick of a clear coat, otherwise it'll the heat won't react as much.
It'll inhibit it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want it to look like one of those cameras they used to go, here's the problem areas right here where it's too hot.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thermal vision paint, but the thing that was neat about this idea is that, like, I mean, everybody's seen like thermal reactive paint, like on your car or whatever, but you hardly touch that. It's cool to see your handprint and stuff on that shit, but then you go on about your day and nobody hardly touches it, so it's like you never see the effect. With the controller, your hands are obviously touching it all the time, so.
Right, you could be like,
it's something that gets used.
I do lean heavily on the D-pad.
Yeah, right. But so I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, they said for a base coat, it's good to do like a black or whatever. But I mean, obviously, you can probably experiment. Like, it'd be cool if you have like it chromed underneath that, maybe, to see how the
it'd be a
effect would be.
When you paint over chrome with a translucent style paint, like say like a candy apple red, you do get what they call a candy finish, because it adds
like
that
red chrome or green chrome or whatever.
Yeah, or candy chrome, or if you even black, really, if it's a shiny black, you can go over it with a really thin translucent color, and it'll create that same candied effect.
Yeah, that's the kind of keycaps that I was going to get for my keyboard. It was a black chrome.
Chrome.
It was by the same people that made, the
shitty Linux
flash.
The ones you want?
Yeah. The gold and chrome.
The ugliest keyboard we've ever made, I think is what that video is called, right?
Right. But they made, obviously, a black chrome is a lot more subtle, I mean.
Chrome. I got the textured keycaps for my space bar and my WASD keys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they came with them.
Does it help you find your place more?
Yeah, I mean, they're not just textured. The sides of the W, A, and D are like raised on the edge, so when you're starting to go into other territory, you keep your fingers there, almost like a home row, like the nipple on the key to show you that you're at home row. It's kind of like that. It keeps you centered. So there's that. But that's pretty cool. I mean, do something different.
Yeah. And obviously you can layer the effect too, like if you wanted to be like Frank and do some pinstriping over it to mask it,
I mean, it's a little project. I mean, the custom painting is a bitch, especially with stuff that's not meant to be taken apart. Like I tried to paint a knife, like a switchblade knife I had, and the thing is, it looked cool, but in practicality, there's a safety on a switchblade knife, which is a little slider. And you know what happens when you slide that little slider up and down the slide? It scratches the ever-loving shit out of your paint.
Yep.
Yeah, so you got to take stuff into account. I'm sure this looks great until the first time you rage quit with it.
Yeah. Right. Well, one thing I should point out, too, that they said in the video was they tried test with another, I forget what kind that they used. It was some kind of it was an acrylic clear coat or something like that. And what ended up working with them was the crystal clear enamel, I think, by Rust-Oleum. So yeah, I guess the finish will fuck with it, depending on what you get.
Well, like when they were doing this, let me scroll to a close up of the controller with just paint on it. The rib, like the texture you get in the paint is actually, there's a name for it. It's orange peel. Let me find it. For those of you who don't paint, it's actually a point where a lot of people wet sand to get that peel out of there.
Yeah.
Which
they probably weren't in the Goldilocks zone when they were painting it, were they?
I mean, they were probably just like, let's hurry up, get this done and shut up.
But they had a little bottle they had to. This wasn't a spray paint. The thermo, whatever, I forget what the specific name was for it. It has like some kind of crystalline, like crystal particles in it.
Yeah.
But it came in like little jar, and they had to use an airbrush with it.
But
and then they did the clear coat.
Yeah, either the clear coat or the base coat has these little ripples there, which, like I said, orange. They call it orange peel because if you look at an orange, it's got the kind of texture to it there.
Right, but I'm saying, like, I don't know if that's because of they did a crappy clear coat, or if that's the effect from the
chunks
crystals
of
in the thing.
Yeah, who knows? So, I'm sure if it was actually really chunky crystals, it would feel bad on your hands over time.
Yeah, well, it's probably not that, because they said when it reacts with the heat, the crystals actually align or whatever. That's how it changes, because it actually changes.
That's weird.
Yeah, so
that's some
they've got to be like really microscopic. So I'm guessing that they did a really crappy. They probably did a crappy clear coat, because clear coat, you really got to do a lot of prep, and it's really sensitive to.
And if you're trying to do it, if they're trying to do it thin, you can do a spotty job too, because like they said, you have to do it thin to be able to let the heat get at it. So like you're probably trying to spray it far away, and you're getting little uneven rain droplets every damn where, having to do a bunch of light dusty coats.
My biggest frustration with clear coats has been the runs and shit. You think it's going to be good, or you get pissed at it,
right? Because you're laying on too thick, or like if you go try to do too light, then there's always a glob that just goes, fuck you, right in the middle, and you're like, son of a bitch.
It definitely is a skill and takes practice, and you got to be patient with it and not handle it all the time.
Right. When we painted my hood, because I told you we had to redo the hood of my Chevy, my father-in-law was telling me he's used the older paints before, and he was not too hip on the new paint. So when he got this new kind of paint, he was using it. Well, he sprayed down the base, because it comes in a base coat and then the clear coat as a kit. You don't just buy you don't just go out and buy the paint, apparently. And he was like, well, he's like, I shot the base coat, which was black. He's like, and I don't hold a lot of faith in it. He's like, because it looks shitty. It doesn't have any color to it. Look like black primer. And like, because we were covering up we'd used primer to seal a big patch of bare metal that we had done, that we'd gone over with the fiberglass filler and flattened it out to make it as flat as we could and shape it. And it made an ugly miscolored patch, so we sprayed it with the black. And well, he sprayed it with the black. I watched, but anyway, it looked like a big splotchy job. He's like, I don't know how this clear coat. I don't think it'll make it look any better, but what the hell, we'll try. And he shot it, and it actually brought it to life. It made it deeper, and it was really crazy. It must have been all in the clear coat, because the finish before just looked like flat black spray paint, and you spray the clear on, and it totally changed it. It made it look wet, and it totally covered up the splotchiness. So I wouldn't have thought that was going to work, but it totally did. It was wild, because I saw it, but when he did the black, he's like, I don't know if this is going to work. And then he shot it, and he's like, God damn, that turned out damn good. And he said there weren't hardly any runs. It wasn't as bad as he thought it would be. So that's good. But
do you think if you just had money to waste, do you think you'd ever get one of those like a paint guns and shit?
What do you mean?
Make your own little paint booth?
I have a paint gun.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I just actually I have a air compressor that my father gave me. He just had one in his garage. He gave it to me, and then a week later, he called me and said, "Didn't I just give you an air compressor?" I go, "Yeah." He said, "I found one just like it in there." So he had 2 or 3 just in his garage. He didn't know he had. Excuse me,
Be
but
like Jay and be like, "Brr, I should really be wearing a mask." Brr,
right.
brr.
Oh no, I was my father-in-law was wearing a mask, and I was just like barely in the room. I wasn't like up on it like Jay was, and I couldn't fucking breathe. I was outside. I drove all the way home literally with the window open with my head out the window about to throw up. So you need to wear a mask with that shit. It's caustic. Now,
What do you think? What Jay was using was as bad because
yes,
there's those urethane paints or whatever that are meant for paint guns. I think he was using one of those guns where you just put one of those, like a normal bucket of paint, like for walls, and then it just aerosols whatever that is.
I mean, I'm sure whatever agent it has in it to make it more like make it sprayable, because I don't think regular paint. I don't think it would spray evenly out of a gun. I don't know.
Because I
Either way,
remember seeing a couple ads for those, like from Lowe's, where it was like a portable paint gun or whatever.
Don't know. I
Where you
would
put your bucket of paint in.
I always advise whenever you paint anything, either do it in a well ventilated area at the very least, and then use a mask if you have one.
Well, I guess no matter what paint it is, I guess if it's aerosolized, I guess that's it could get in your lungs and shit. So yeah.
Right. So, would you like to see my video of the week?
Are you asking?
I mean, I'm going to show you.
All right then.
All right.
No, it's Gamers Nexus, so it should probably be pretty good.
I'm sorry, you were breaking up. What?
I said it's Gamers Nexus, so it should be pretty good,
Right. So, spoiler for anybody. AMD really put a number on us, didn't they? Woo. Okay. I'm not gonna go into too much detail here, but they didn't mention at the presentation. Lisa Sue did not mention anything about Threadripper, which bothered me to no end. She mentioned, that the new motherboards are going to support PCIe Gen 4, but for a consumer grade board / gaming board, that doesn't fucking matter, because you're not going to, even on a 2080 Ti, you're not going to saturate the bandwidth of PCIe Gen 3 slot, much less a Gen 4. And if you are running, in this video, he explains RAID SSDs. Gen 4 is perfect for that, but it's not as practical on a consumer grade board because you only have one main, PCIe slot that's going to go straight to the CPU. All the other ones are going to be at lower speeds, like the 8x, the 4x, etc. And you really probably should run your dedicated graphics card in that 16x slot. However, Threadripper, which he said, we've guaranteed, we've talked about it, it is coming back, because they were speculating that it was not, and Lisa Sue said, I never said it wasn't. So, anyway, the point of this video is he's got an Aorus board or card from Gigabyte that's basically like the Asus or the ASRock cards that they make that allow you to put some M.2 cards, I think that's what they were called, sticks, whatever, onto a PCIe riser card with the fan, and the Gen 4, so it's gonna be fast as shit, and puts to some Samsung M.2s or whatever the hell fast ones you can get, and just run the shit out of it, man. And he, Gamers Nexus Steve really is just on it with the details and the testing and the methodology of he crunches the numbers and does the work, so you really don't have to. And I'm not gonna even try to play the video to get any of the audio to explain it. I encourage people to watch this video. 4.8 thousand people upvoted it. 80 assholes downvoted it for some fucking reason.
Power!
Yeah. So
Power!
yeah. So just get you some SSDs. Get a Gen 4 supported motherboard, and cram some M.2s on there, man. It's if you need it. I mean, does everyone need that? No. Would it be awesome? Yes.
Sweet.
So
Yeah, I will say though, with the in one of Jay's videos that I linked for our news. I mean, I know we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but Jay was saying that with the Threadripper though, a lot of the like the gaming for a lot of games, the non-Threadripper platforms were actually doing a little bit better for depending on the games, because the games have to I guess that's depending on how they're written, they have to switch into like they have to switch your processor into like a gaming mode where it utilizes it does better for single core and stuff for the games.
the way that a Threadripper CPU is, the architecture is, it's several dies woven together with the Infinity fabric glued together. If you're an Intel fanboy, and because of that glue or fabric, there's an inherent latency, and gaming mode will basically shut off half of your cores so that it is not the latency disappears, but then your 8 core is a 4 core, etc., etc. So
Yeah, but it switches. It goes from basically content creation mode to a gaming mode, and I mean, I guess like you like being able to have more cores just because like
baller.
if you wanted it to do content creation, you can. But they was basically saying it does have to be switched into a different mode to be able to uh game better than
Mm-hmm.
because these were server based, weren't they? Like all the Threadrippers, they were epics.
They're derivative of they're GIMP versions of the Epic chip.
Yeah.
So, but
But
anyway,
Frank just wanted to be baller, even though he does play mostly games on there.
I what is the gaming thing they always say? No compromises. My last build. Well, if I upgrade this, then I've got to tear it apart and put this other thing in. And if I'm doing that, I might as well just build a whole new system. Literally, if I had just upgraded the GPU, I would have had to upgrade the PSU. I would have had to upgrade this, that. Fuck that. I'm set for a while on this thing.
You don't think it would have been more beneficial for your gaming if you would have gone cheaper on your platform and then just gotten like a 2080 Ti?
Nah, because it would have cost more. My platform really wasn't that much. My chip was $300, yes, but if I went with an Intel, what's the cheapest Intel chip right now that's worth it?
I don't even know.
Let's say who gives a shit? No, I wouldn't do an i3. I would do at least an i5.
You would do one of those 900, the 9000 platforms.
Yeah, no, that's the i9 core. Hold on. The i9 9900K Coffee Lake 16 thread, 8 core.
Yeah.
$489.
Well, I do have an article about the new version of that, just to be fair. And
i5.
Because we do have some Computex, announcements from AMD and Intel, so
It looks like the cheapest is like 150, and then you have to buy a cooler. Well, yeah, i5 Ivy Bridge, you could do 120, but you have to buy a cooler, which is however much. And granted, I had to buy a cooler too, so that's not that's apples to apples there. But
here's a question: do you feel like you've gotten your no, go ahead. Actually, I'm sorry.
I really don't have too many complaints other than, when I thought I was kind of overheating. I mean, I've kind of kept an eye on it lately, and I'm only at 50 degrees right now.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So I'm not too worried about it.
What I was going to ask though is, are you pretty happy though? Like, because a lot of people were thinking, since we paid for the RTX tax at the beginning, and a lot of the newer cards are gonna, like it's just the beginning of a, where most games are gonna have it standard,
Right.
RTX everywhere.
Right.
We're starting to see that a little bit more, but are you pretty satisfied with like your such a huge purchase?
I mean, I got the lower end of, even though it was an Asus, a Strix card, so it was technically overpriced than if I got like a gigabyte or something. I really have no complaints with it because it was, it was an improvement. I first time I played, on this computer with that card, I said, well, "This is gaming. Well, what the fuck have I been doing?" And and a 380 really, honestly, coming from a little tiny console player, was impressive at the time. It not so much anymore in 2019. No, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, I feel like I've got my money's worth. It does what I need it to do. I don't go, boy, I wish I had a lot with this. With my old system, I did that almost as soon as I built the damn thing.
Yeah.
So everything on this system I built because I could. They're like, hey, I should get that. You don't need that. Yeah, but I can. People got mad at me when I said I have a 1,300 watt power supply. You don't need a fucking 1,300 watt power supply. It was $99. It's fucking stupid. You could have bought a blah, blah. It was $99. It cost the same as a 650.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but now you're never going to. I have potential I'm never going to use. So my fan's probably not even going to spin up unless it gets at 50%.
Right. No, I think you made a good decision with your card because ours is pretty much the same. We both had the same amount of boost clock, which was the higher of the different types of 2080s that you could get, and ours both had a shitload of RGB on there.
RGBs, no.
And I think yours at the time it was only like $10 more than mine. And I picked mine because it was the best at the around the time because you got yours a little bit later than I did.
Right, mine was just.
I just wanted to get mine.
Mine was like $745 before tax.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got it a lot cheaper than I did. Yeah, I paid like $850 for it, and at the time, your card was like $10 more than mine. So
right, if I bought it,
I really paid into the RTX tax.
Right. I mean, for what it is, eventually more shit will support it. They're not gonna not support it. I mean, they're already talking about ray tracing on, AMD shit to compete, and
they're doing it on the 10 series card, even though it's gonna play like shit. But
right,
they're like, we want to do it anyway, so we can say our games play on more devices and everything,
Right, and people are going with the 1660s and the old 1080s just because they're like, I don't want to upgrade, but eventually it's going to be like buying a 570 now.
Yeah,
you could maybe do a couple more, years, maybe. I don't know. Maybe next generation of games, even for the 2080, I think. I don't know. I mean,
you think that 590 was a bastard child, though?
I mean,
they're like, we tried with this one.
It was really like when NVIDIA came out with the 1660. That's what the 590 was like. It's like, hey, remember that thing we did before that you really liked? Here's something kind of crazy. And the thing is, people bought it, but we're like, but Navi's coming, right? So why? Like the 400 series or the 500 series before Vega came out.
Well, here's the question. If you ever had the money, would you ever get a Navi for your other computer?
Oh, nah.
No.
Nah. Well, okay. I don't
wouldn't do
wanna,
that like if you wanted to have a buddy or your wife or something that do some kind of LAN or something at your house there.
Okay. Let me see this. We don't know diddly poop about Navi yet. I'm gonna wait for the real world specs to come out before I say anything about what I would and wouldn't do. I built my system with the PSU in mind, where I could run two 2080 Ti's and the 32 core at the same time and still have more juice than I needed.
Right.
So, my only concern is my motherboard supporting the next gen Threadripper. Not to spoiler alert. Basically,
well, that's what they were promising people, weren't they?
Well, the thing was that you could at least up to 2020, supposedly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already been just one generation, and they said, yeah, some motherboard like MSI is like, oh, please don't do that. Please don't use the same motherboard. Just buy a new one. And Asus is like, no, dog, you could use it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if worst comes to worst, I might have to buy a new motherboard if I upgrade to a bigger chip. But that's all I'd have to get.
That's all.
I mean, my power supply, my case, my graphics card, everything's fine. I'm fine. This is fine. So you want to get into some Battlestations because it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean we'll get into more of this stuff, but yeah, we should before we dive into it at first. Like
I digress.
Yeah,
I'll make that my wallpaper. I digress.
I digress.
Okay.
Man your battle stations. Man your battle stations.
Station!
Man your battle stations.
So what is your theme this week, sir?
My theme for this week is who gives a shit?
Shit.
Who gives a shit about having a theme?
Gotcha.
It's what you got, motherfucker.
Aw, snap.
It's a Frank theme. Right?
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's what's Frank's theme every week.
Oh boy, I can see something I don't like already. I'll let you ponder it.
What's fucking ponderous, man? You don't like that leg in the middle?
Nope, that's not it. It's a Blue Yeti microphone.
Oh yeah.
Side address. Pointed the fucking nose at. Even if you took it out of the way so he was not using it, he still pointed the wrong direction. Let me see if someone almost always says this. Oh. Kind of cheap, broke, but. Okay, I'm gonna comment while you're talking about it.
Who gives a shit? Surely, frankly.
Huh? What?
Hmm? Oh?
What?
So what did he say and what did you respond?
I'm just trying to find the. Here it goes. Copy image address. I'm saying just remember that the Yeti is a side address microphone, and the way you have it facing isn't the optimum position. And I'm just going to link to the image of do not. See, the way that they had it. Zoom enhance here. See the Yeti on the right?
Yeah.
It's talking into the right at the end of the microphone, which is the way he has it facing. No, it's supposed to be pointed straight up. You're supposed to talk into the side of it.
Well, maybe he's used to
the
the tip pointed towards his mouth.
I mean, in in a I can't remember the name of that kind of microphone. In some microphones, yes, you're supposed to talk to the end of it, but it's not a shotgun mic. I mean, I'm sure people are going to say, "Well, he's not using it right now." So to get it down like that, you have to unscrew it and tilt it down.
Yeah,
If you're not
put in there.
if you're not using it, just put it behind your fucking monitor.
Yeah.
So,
No, he's used to penis microphones being pointed at his mouth.
right. Second, I'd hide all those icons. So just right click and hide all icons.
Oh, that's Nate's background is really, or his desktop is really bad with all the icons and shit. It's like a constellation of stars.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No.
Was your background pretty nice and neat, Frank? Is it like, how many icons do you have on yours? Or do you just have only just like, what is it called? Your rain meter shit on there and that's it?
Hold on. Google's not responding.
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ.
How'd you break Google this time, Frank?
I gave it Ram its favorite treat. I'm going to close and come back. Hold on.
All right.
Hey, McFly, you bojo! Front bars don't work on water! Unless you
got power!
Power! Power!
Sorry.
You better be.
Sorry. Okay. Now I gotta adjust the screen so it's actual size.
There's 2 Franks.
Yeah, here's my.
There's a dead Frank and an alive Frank. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Where's your rain meter shit?
Only thing I have is on my other screen. I have a clock right now.
Oh, you don't do any of those displays anymore, like the hardware monitoring and shit?
Not really. I mean, I'm trying stuff out because I when I reinstalled Windows, I didn't have a lot of stuff loaded on this thing. So
yeah,
now,
you don't even do like any tinkering like the shit they used to do, like with the making like icons for all your books or whatever.
well, my
You don't even do that anymore.
Oh, my browser.
Yeah.
No, I just tell the bookmarks bar to not use any text, and it automatically puts the right icon for most stuff. So
Yeah.
it's really handy. Which is nice.
No, I thought you were doing. Weren't you making like icons for like your ebooks and shit or something?
Yeah, that was just my icons for my bookmarks.
But
then, like I said, Vivaldi just does it by default, and I go, well, fuck it. What do I care? Oh, you mean like for my ebooks for my Kindle and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I refreshed the Kindle so it because I had too much shit on it. It was running too slow. Because video apps actually take up a lot of space, and certain apps it wouldn't even though I had an SD card on it, it wouldn't let me install certain apps to the SD card.
Huh.
So like Hulu and Netflix, it wouldn't let me install those to the SD card, and it took up so much space. It's only 8 gigs.
Yeah, a lot more apps you used to be able to click on move to SD card or whatever, and a lot of them are grayed out.
Yeah, no, it won't let you do it. But anyway, yeah, I like the setup. I like the Corsair RAM and the cooler. I like the Lian Li case. I like the fans. My only question is, go ahead.
Are those Leon Lee cases? Are those more for like water cooling enthusiasts and shit?
I mean, a lot of them you can run an AIO, but sometimes your hoses will get kinked.
Yeah.
They're really good for custom cooling. I don't know because I don't do any of that.
What do you think about those cases that has like the, like the? Did you ever see the?
Nope.
What's that? What's Jay's video that he did? With who's that rapper? What's that rapper's name again?
Post Malone.
Yeah, that Did you ever
Posty.
watch the Posty
Nope.
build?
Nope.
Okay. Well, but he had this kind of case. They had like the water, like the water channels and like the water block built into the case and everything.
Mm.
It's
Gotcha.
basically had all like the loop was all mostly contained inside of the case, like the walls of the case and shit.
Hmm. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
Say. Huh.
yeah. But yeah, some of those Leon Lee cases are like thick with 2 C's.
Yeah.
It's like a double computer or something almost,
I mean, I enjoy the looks of this case. My only question is, why are all his fans exhaust?
How can you tell?
Well, the fans that are on the radiator to the right, you can see the plastic of the back. So, well, no, that's intake then, right?
The side with the arms, that's the current points the side that has the arms on it.
Sorry,
The side with the sticker.
Okay, so the radiator is blowing out of the case, blowing in from the outside, right?
Yeah. So he's probably doing it right, going from front to back, right?
Well, no, because there's no rear. No, the radiator is on the back side of the case, blowing, and then he's got a fan. He's got fans underneath the graphics card blowing in, so he's got negative pressure though, right?
I guess so. Is it all like blowing towards the middle of the computer?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he's got a radiator on top, or he's got fans on top. I can't see what way they're pointed, but there's no opening, right?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. Also, let me reset this to the right size. That chair looks uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah, racing chair. Biggest mistake of my life.
Plus, he's put his chips over in the corner. I mean, racing chairs look pretty dope, but then Ian goes, "I'm the dope."
And
No?
Frank's just dopey.
Oh boy. So this next one, huh?
Yep.
Whoa. It's like a noise that went through that. Hurt my ears. Okay, man. Wow. I mean, for a wall-mounted case, he did a pretty good job on the cable management because everyone else does it horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clean.
It looks like he built it into the wall.
Yeah. That shit's not going anywhere.
No, I mean the cabling.
Oh, yeah. Could be.
Let me see here. Any pictures? No, of course not.
Oh, why would you put pictures? I mean,
No, they got the one where it's all blurry and looks good.
why would you put time into your post?
Because all the time went into building this monster. I don't know why the radiator is so, the reservoir is so high up other than maybe to make it gravity.
Yeah,
but,
probably.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about custom water cooling. It looks pretty tight though.
Oh, he probably made it pretty easy to, empty it,
If you say so.
But what do you think about that? He does have it is bottom heavy with the screens, so
Screens. I mean, sure.
that's could be one of Frank's critiques, right?
I don't care. I mean, it's not how I would do it, but you know, I'm gonna let it do what it do, baby.
What kind of headphones are those? Is nothing special,
Well,
or did you already close it?
I mean, it's just a separate window. Let me zoom enhance. They're I don't know. I see leather and plastic.
Well, I mean, I assume that they must be decent because they got one of those nice headphone stands.
I mean, it's a wood Omega stand. Like the Omega is the shape.
Are those pretty good?
I mean, you can get them for however much. They're all over Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go to the Amazon.
It's like something you could find maybe at an IKEA or something, you know.
Mega headphones.
O'Reilly's.
$30.
$30.
$20 for a plastic one. $12 for another plastic one. $11 for a plastic one. Real wood is like more expensive, I guess.
Well, it's probably expensive because they probably gotta like soak it and then bend it into shape or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't
But
that
anyway,
isn't that what you do to get wood to bend and flex?
I don't know.
Anyways, you had clicked on another one, so let's move on. I'd say it's alright.
Oh, okay. Does he have a tower? I don't see a tower, dog.
I'm
Boom,
assuming it's under the right hand side in that compartment under there.
You're assuming. Let me. No comments yet. I just wanted to show
Is there any other pictures?
just wanted to show off my mock-up. Oh shit. And no other pictures, no comment. Just the.
I got one for you. You think this should one? Are you gonna say something like that should be disqualified because that it might be running off that laptop, man?
Probably is because he said mock-up.
Because isn't that the role? Your computer has to be in, even if they do have a computer, it has to be in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Better post on that shit, though.
Oh, I'm just gonna report it. Sorry. I know that's your shit and all, but
okay, I'll use this one instead. I got a better one.
if you report it, then it'll get flagged, and then they can contest it. So, complete Battlestations only. Where the hell is the report option? Share, save, comment. Huh. I don't see it. I want to be
You've
an
hit
asshole.
it before, haven't you?
Well, yeah, usually I do it from the main page. I don't do it from the individual host. Because they put the rules on the sidebar. Don't know. Anyway, hold on.
I messaged you a replacement just in case.
Hold on. I'm trying to click it without closing every fucking thing.
Well, it's not in the chat. I messaged you and
I'm
Separate
afraid
thing.
to hit that button too.
yeah, because
Hold
we
on.
know the chat fucks your shit up.
That should be fucking with me. Now, see, that's a nice little setup. He's got a Rode mic arm. He's in a
Yeah,
little
this is
chair.
hot off the press. I didn't even see this when I was looking it up before the show.
Now, see, this guy's got the same Lian Lee style case where I said the fans are on the back,
Yeah,
and then there's some under the GPU and probably on the top too. But yeah, he's got a big ass top monitor, a little smaller monitor.
yeah.
I just don't like how far away that side monitor is.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
boy.
little bit. That one's a little bit antisocial with the other monitors.
Well,
It's all fun as
I mean,
eating lunch at his own table.
plus like everything underneath that table is probably really like shitty, like wires every fucking where.
You think so? Oh, he's got the chair black and shit.
Well, I mean, where do you see like the cables aren't draped over the desk, so they're clearly behind it.
Yeah,
So, if I had to venture a guess,
but I mean, I'd probably say my order would be this one first, so 3, then 1, then 2.
so you said
This
what?
one, I said 3, 1, 2 is my order.
I concur.
All right. All right.
All right.
You got a theme or you got a Frank theme?
Just play the theme I normally do.
Station.
Damn it.
Hell was that?
Oh, let me test something here.
Station.
What is going on here? Okay, I'll figure it out later. I have the repeat on my player turned off, but it's still repeating for some reason.
Okay. We go to my stuff.
Okay.
So my theme for this week is here's some fucking battle stations. Now the desk is kind of whatever, but that monitor dough.
Yeah, it's like you just had the monitor there on the desk, and that's it.
Like there's like all the temps and shit over on the right corner, and it's still not like cluttered.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes along with like the red circles of the fans. So, excuse me. So it's the theme. Red and
What
black
is that,
case,
though?
red and black keys.
Is that
What?
like a wall inside the computer with a one fan in front of the 3 fans? What is that? Or is that it's not their GPU, is it?
I don't know. I think it's a reflection. Let me see. Go to my original post. Wallpaper. Oh.
Ah.
Yeah, it's their PC part picker list. That doesn't help. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it looks like there's one fan with a hole cut out of the, like a little divider in there in front of
Well,
the 3 back fans.
I'm sure it's an optical illusion done by the glass. Okay. Hmm.
And there's 1 fan and then in front of 3 fans.
My guess is.
You think the 3 fans are in the front? Is that what you were saying? And then that 1 fan is the rear exhaust fan?
Yeah, I think the one fan is probably the back fan, and I think those 3 are along the side of the case. How the first one I showed you, like how they were in the back.
Yeah.
And I think it's somehow reflecting coming through there. I think. I have no fucking clue. I'd have to see how this case is laid out. Because I can't tell what it is. It's fucking dark. That's why we tell you to
It's
use.
too dark.
That's why we tell you not to use dimly lit pictures. God damn it!
Yeah.
You can't tell what we're looking at. But anyway, it still looks nice.
Yeah, of course. So is that one of those super ultra wides?
Yeah. It's only 1080, but it's like someone is like, oh, does it go to? Where does it say? Where the hell is the comment? It's all the way. I saw it. Oh, does it do 5120 by 1440? So sadly, no. It's 3840 by 1080.
That's still really good. Did they ever come out with a 4K super ultra wide or just like an ultra wide?
With the ultra wides and super ultra wides, I think it's because there's a quad HD and then there's because there's one it's not the same exact number of pixels is the thing. Like they've got one that's technically they call it 5K, but it's not really 5K. It's different from like how Apple does 5K. I don't know. Anyway, so here's number 2.
All right.
Zoom enhance here for us. Now, I believe that's an Alienware monitor. I like their use of color coordination from the wallpaper to their lighting to their keyboard and mouse. Pretty uniform, don't you think?
Yeah. Alienware.
They got the vaporware thing going. They got a Fantex case with looks like a 1080. If I'm reading that correctly.
I'm surprised we haven't come across any vapes setups anymore.
What do you mean? Like vapor, like people who vape?
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember we came across a couple of that. You could see their vape pens or whatever.
Yeah, when they try not to make it look so cluttered.
Yeah.
I mean the white cables really do pull off the whole. Yeah, they really do reflect the color pretty nicely. But then like you see the PCIe cable is all like because there's no combs on it. It's all loose. And I went with the cheap Chinese company instead of like cable mod for mine. I tried to save some money there, and they're like, "Oh, it's very hard." They're like, "It's hard to make tight bends," and I'm like, "My case is designed for full loop cooling. It's not. I'm not doing anything tiny tight bends. I'm just going to do regular bends." So for that, it was pretty rigid and held up nice.
I went with the Antec. They're kind of known, but it's still about the same price as the knockoffs, But no, I think the best case for RGB is, if you can find it, is a case with a lighter inside and darker outside. Murdered out on the outside.
Oh, love it. Hold on. I love that the image didn't show up, so I have to click on the thing.
Yeah, the dark theme will do that sometimes with shit.
Well, like but yeah, this is looking pretty good here. Because they pretty
Is
much
this
have.
Is this the same guy or is this a different guy?
This is a different guy.
Oh, okay.
Because this guy's got a 2070,
Yeah.
and I believe those are Edifier studio monitors. He's got a looks like a Blu-ray burner player chilling there. I don't know if that's actually connected to anything or if it's just like within the bookshelf. He's got a what do they call that? I'm drawing a blank
A
here.
thing in my bobber.
Yeah, an audio interface. That's the word I was looking for his microphone there. And of course
That's basically what you have, right?
It's got a few more features because I only have a phantom power adapter.
Oh yeah.
He's got actual knobs and switches. It's a Steinberger, I believe. That the port for where you plug the XLR cable also has like a built-in adapter, so you could also plug in a like a guitar cable. So it's got a little shitty headphone out, which you probably wouldn't want to use.
Right.
But if all you're needing is a phantom power for a microphone, it'll do it and give you a little added functionality. But I wouldn't pay the cost associated with it because the build quality. I watched a shit ton of reviews before I even bought my microphone. I subscribe to a guy who all he reviews is like microphones. Once he found out how many people actually watch them, and I wouldn't buy this thing because it's just cheap plastic. It's got a good name, and I'm sure it's for what it is. It's nice, but like, because you're not, it doesn't have to be rugged. You're not dragging it around or anything. But
yeah.
I just would like something a little nicer.
What kind is yours? Yours is like a, it's phantom power, but it's also an interface where you plug it in the USB or whatever.
No, it's
how are you going to your computer with it?
My microphone.
Oh, you're going through your microphone jack of your top motherboard, right?
Yeah, it ends in a regular old what is it? The smaller like a line in for a head, like on a phone for your headphones.
Yeah, the pink.
What size is that? Is it 3.5 or is it?
Yeah, it's 3.5. Yeah,
but yeah,
and it's phantom.
Yeah, you could use it without, but it's not gonna sound good at all. So I just went ahead. I mean, the phantom power, like sometimes you have to get different things to make. It depends on what your what cable comes with your mic, and mine came with, like I said, a headphone adapter. So I guess they assume you're just gonna plug it straight in, but you really should have the power. So I don't know. Like I bought the power supply separate. It's Inno gear.
Yeah, my mic came with a XLR to 3.5.
I like the keycaps he's rocking. I don't know what kind they are. I'll have to read. I have to read. I'm gonna learn
He needs
to
to
read.
put those typewriter keycaps on because you hate them.
Yeah. And I think that's a strafe keyboard because he doesn't have the
Strife.
He has the media, like he has the volume wheels, but it doesn't look like he has actual media keys. It looks like he just has the little square buttons that they have, but I'll have to read and see. But anyway.
Why does his monitors look so washed out, man?
He probably took the shit with the flash. I don't know.
Probably. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, pretty much. He's got my little, webcam, which is actually like pretty much all you need. And it's a sit-stand desk, by the way. I know
what you need.
Got Sennheiser headphones, which, oh yeah.
It's like Quagmire. I know what she needs.
I can't remember the make of that case. It's it was popular for a hot minute. Like it looks like an Alienware, but it's not. It's who makes that fucking thing? It's on the build list. What am I thinking? I can just go case fan storage. CPU cooler case. Oh, it's a what? That's not right.
What?
You put fractal design. Oh, that's right. Okay, because the case on the desk is a fractal design. Yes, it is. But if you look on the floor, there's an old case down there.
Yeah.
So that's of course it's not gonna be in the build list. Plus, he's got a Monogatari action or not action figure, but a figure there, which is weeb. Because if you look at the wallpaper, it's extra weeb.
Oh yeah. What would Frank's setups be without a weave in there somewhere?
Well, you know, yours had an anime background in it. Your very first one.
Animu.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about that one is that I don't know why that one power outlet is bugging me. Power cord.
I mean, the one power outlet you see in the entire shot.
Yeah.
Well, the cable goes to the bill of the desk. He probably didn't feel like running it to the leg. Plus, it goes up and down, so I'm sure it'd be harder to cable manage that. But, where the hell is it? Strix Gaming CPU
Gaming
9700. Okay. Oh, very nice. Might just be the angle of the photo, but do you have any trouble seeing your monitor on the left? He says, not at all. The reason is a bit higher is because it's not VESA compatible and the monitor stand doesn't support variable heights between the two monitors. They do have an adapter for the left monitor, as you see.
Do you ever get any comments or make comments on other people's build on the PC part picker?
Yeah, like I ask questions and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like
You're involved. You're pretty involved with the community on there too.
Well, if I see something I like, I'll ask a question. I've seen one person who's built a system with Threadripper chip, my same CPU actually, and they bought the ROG liquid cooler, and were using it. And I asked, what their actual temps were, because I know what I'm getting on Intermax. But I didn't want to waste time buying something different. Yeah. What kind of keycaps? Keyboard, FL's custom mouse extension. Doesn't say what they spent on or where they got the keycaps. No. But anyway, so yeah, so that's the three setups I got. I got this blue and purple. I got the big ass screen, and I got the Weeboo. Thoughts?
It's kind of tough. I would probably go in the order you presented.
Okay. I think it's easiest if we just start picking a favorite, because when we start rating them in an order, and sometimes we end up with 4 or 5 stations, we'll be at it till 3 in the morning.
Well, I mean, I just said it pretty easy in the order you said.
Yeah, in this instance.
Would that one be your favorite?
I'm just saying in the future. So anyway. Okay, let's get on with the news, sir.
Well, no, I mean, which one is your favorite, though? This one?
Probably the Weeboo one.
Oh, the Weeboo one?
Yeah, Weeboo Wobbles.
Oh, okay.
I'd like this one better if I knew what the hell it had in it, but I can't fucking tell.
Right.
I have to look at does he have the build list? I think he does here. Hold on. Let me turn the damn dark skin off here.
Oh.
Wow, 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 wow. Got a Kraken.
Mr. Kraken.
3 fans. It looks like there's 7 fans in there. 8 fans.
Those fans do.
I got more fans than this guy.
How many you got in there now? 10?
I mean, I've got 6 on my radiator, the 1 exhaust fan on the back, and then 2 on the top, so that's 9.
That's a nice.
Very nice. So anyway, let's do the news theme song again. And now the news. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that all over again, Frank.
No.
No. You know what we haven't used in a while is the Morse code.
Right. I understand. Oh boy, that's a lot of words.
Words and stuff and shit.
AMD announces next generation leadership products at Computex. High performance
Okay.
desktop updates. Yep.
So they're doing a 3900X, 3800X, 3700X, 3600X, and a itty bitty 3600.
Basically,
So,
did you see the Inkedge video where they take the Lisa Sue's keynote and cut it down to like 9 minutes?
oh no.
I say you guys go watch that. That's pretty much what it's called.
Yeah. But the 3900X looks pretty good. So I guess they're going to be saying that just in their mainstream, because this is all mainstream shit, right? It's supposed
Yeah.
to be mainstream, the Ryzen 7 and Ryzen 9.
Yes, not counting Threadripper.
Yeah. So they're doing the Ryzen 9 3900X is supposed to be a 12 core 24 thread.
Right, and people are like, well, aren't we getting a 16 core, which they might be holding back?
Well, these aren't Threadrippers, so
No, I mean not in the Threadripper. I'm talking in the desktop Ryzen.
Yeah.
Because 12 is already more than the regular Ryzen has gotten before.
Yeah.
Because their whole thing has always been about expanding and doubling. Like the 16 core was the max, then 32 was the max for the Threadripper, and since it's probably going to get up to 64 in the next iteration, then why the hell wouldn't the desktop get at least 16?
Right. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, I've never been a fan of just like the 6 core. Like I always either like the 4 core or the 8 core.
No, you get 3 gigs of RAM and you'd be happy.
Yeah.
But yes,
Nah.
if I'll go ahead and message you this if it'll let me. There it goes. Paste. This is the video I just pulled up here of Lisa Sue, where it's down to 9 minutes. If you don't feel like sitting and watching the whole, 2 or 3 hours that she talks.
Yeah.
So, just for our listeners. So yeah, like
Go ahead.
Like you were saying though, they're going to do new Zen 2 core, which it's Ryzen 2, everybody. Right?
Yeah. Right.
And
it's not Threadripper 2.
Yeah, well, Threadripper was technically Ryzen 2. I mean, TOO also.
Yeah, also, yeah.
Because Epic is, coming out and it's getting a redesign too because they really want they want to jump into that server market share.
Well, was there any speculation on the refresh of the Threadripper? Are they talking like 64 cores and shit?
Shut up, Ted.
Oh, okay. All right. But so this was the Computex announcement, and to be fair, the next article I had on here was the Intel Core i9 9900KS, which spits out 5 gigahertz. Yeah, it keeps spending. It spits out 5 gigahertz across all 8 of its cores. But I have an accompanying video that Jay did about all that shit, and they were like, what was it? What did I have for the title here? Oh yeah, is AMD about to lay the smackdown on Intel? I was like, duh. But yeah, Jay was saying with this though, you're paying more just for something that you could basically unlock for free with the regular 9900K. because with their testing, they were able to get it to be 5 gigahertz across all cores by, like overclocking and tweaking and everything,
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I don't know the pricing on it, but it's supposed to be like a lot more expensive, I guess. And these are basically just like they specifically do that thing where they're binning it or whatever, where they're just cherry picking it,
Binning
so that
it.
it's able to do that,
Mm-hmm.
So is that's basically? Do you think that's basically Intel? Is they're really trying to grab now? They're really reaching.
I mean, they don't have a anything below 10 nanometer, so they really can't really compete with 7 nanometer.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna push the same old stuff and tell you it's better, and people are
If
gonna be
you pay
afraid to
more.
burn it down the house.
Yeah.
The
That's
joke,
what he was saying, that the Intel is becoming the hot joke now with the space heaters.
right? Because it used to be AMD. Oh, you've got a house heater.
Yeah. I would watch Jay's video. I've linked on there too. He does a pretty good job, and he's in his new. He just finished that part of his new studio now. I guess, did you see that? Where, because you said you were keeping up with his build
Yeah,
vlogs and stuff.
yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
I seen the shit. Yeah, I seen it.
Sweet. I don't know why is he doing all that shit himself, because like all the other YouTubers like Linus and Gamers Nexus, he had other underlings helping him.
Well, like Paul's Hardware, he built his garage himself.
Yeah, but that's just like a garage. I mean,
It's a set.
yeah, but
He,
he's doing like, isn't he doing like 5 sets on there, and then he's got other offices in there and shit, and it's crazy.
I mean,
It's basically the same size, I think, maybe a little bit smaller than Gamers Nexus's office building.
I
RTX
mean,
Steve.
I really want to. I don't know. I really want to see a set build video for who the hell was it that has really good sets? I just had it and I lost it. Unbox Therapy.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of that is the same shit where they did a little bit behind the scenes where they showed they got a big ass warehouse and they had to make it quieter. Jay did the same thing. He had to hang stuff to try and make it quieter, so there wasn't as much echo.
Yeah, we'd like to have seen that, the making of that interview set, right?
Yeah,
With the couches and all the screens wrapping around.
This this video series was nice because you see a little insider of what it's like to actually do the stuff that you're going to see on camera, and possibly make people want to do it themselves.
It's definitely becoming a norm with a lot of these big tech YouTubers. Moving out, getting their own studio space and everything. Instead of just doing it at home, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you were a big like streamer or like tech reviewer, wouldn't you want to get out of the house, like be able to get your own place, I guess, for all that shit, or would you try to keep it all in one place so you can go over there in your underwear if you want it?
Well, see, it's that double-edged sword of, if you do it all at your own house, then when do you punch the clock and separate it and stop doing it? Like LGR, Lazy Game Reviews, he revealed in a video that he shoots a lot of his stuff in a storage facility, and people lost their minds. They thought it was just a room in his house. And he's like, yes, for years it was in my house. But then I'm staying up till 2 a.m. working.
Things are going.
God damn it. Sorry. The shit auto plays if you scroll down and then scroll back up. Got the next article lined up, sir. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm having trouble closing the tab. Okay. Oh boy. Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
We try not to get too political on this show, but yeah, we got to mention this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, but this is gonna get there though. We're going there.
So, does it look any different if I turn the black off? Nope. Turn it back on. What the shit? There you go. Nope. Hold on, dog. Oh, okay. Let me refresh this shit. Let me open another window.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
So tell me about this article while I'm trying to load it.
So basically, I don't think either of us had kind of reported on this because this is, I think, a couple weeks old or something. But
Shut up. Yeah.
as you know, the China tariffs that we've talked about a shitload on the show, like nothing's really happened about it. I mean, the prices have been getting cheaper for shit. In fact, a lot lately, hasn't it?
Kinda for like RAM and stuff.
Yeah, for like RAM. Shit, the cases have been decent still, even though that's what was supposed to go up. But basically, he's threatening that shit's going to go up even more. And the big thing is that it's going to even be tariffs on shit that's already here. So, like, because that was the whole thing, people were trying to get a bunch of stock and stuff in warehouses here in the United States, so it wouldn't be taxed. A lot of companies were trying to do that, but now he's like, no, if it came from China, then it's going to be we're going to be paying for that shit.
I don't know how that's gonna work because it's already here.
Oh, that's what he wants to do.
Well, I mean, and then also, like when he gave the farmers a bailout, he goes straight from China, and I'm like, you fucking idiot! The Chinese didn't give us any fucking money. We gave us fucking money. And I not to step on your toes here, but did you see that he's now proposing doing tariffs to Mexico?
What?
Because he thinks that he blames the Mexicans for letting the what's the word for the people that are coming from Honduras and all that, the migrants who are coming through illegally. So he thinks that the Mexicans should cut back on it because they have anything to do with people passing through. No, we're not stopping here. We're going to the U.S. He thinks they should stop them. So he's going to do 5% tariffs, slowly up by. They gave like actual dates of when they're going to raise it up, and it's going to go up to like this summer. It's going to be 25% on all Mexican goods.
Wow.
And they talked to a guy from the Chamber of Commerce, and he's like, "Yeah, no, this isn't how you do it, and we're gonna do lawsuits and all kinds of shit." So,
yeah. I heard this originally in a Howard Stern show about this. I was listening to some Howard Stern today. I was like, I better bookmark that shit. Yeah, I'm trying to look for an article where he mentioned specifically about things that are already here, but I guess apparently China's saying they're not going to back down at all. So it's just like we're just going to be the ones that's going to suffer then,
I saw the word retroactively after I scrolled past it. Where the hell was it? Mr. Trump may also be able to rescind the tariffs once the deal is reached, retroactively reversing the higher rates. Oh, the 25% rate went into effect on 12:01 a.m. Friday, but the higher tariffs will hit only the products that leave China after that time, not those already in transit. That could prove some additional time for the two sides to reach the agreement. I mean, the thing was though, they just redid the fucking NAFTA, so
Yeah.
they already had an agreement with Mexico, and now we're like, oh, by the way, since we don't like what you're doing, with your, yeah, I'm not, I'm not a politician. I don't claim to be. I just don't like. I don't know what the hell they think they're gonna do.
It's like, yeah, we're the customers are going to be the one that suffer. It's like,
Yeah.
thanks a fucking lot, buddy.
Well, like the guy from the Chamber of Commerce, the lady on the NPR was playing it really well because she was playing devil's advocate, but she was asking the questions that would be talking points from the other side because no human would actually rationally ask these questions. Well, the president thinks that this will bring fabrication jobs back to the states, like car manufacturers will have to bring their work back over here. Don't you think that's going to work? And the guy from Chamber of Commerce, no, they're not going to do that. And second, he's like, it's going to hurt because the things that do come from Mexico to the States, think about just in the summer, avocados for your guacamole. There's a narrow profit margin on that. And if you charge a 5% tax tariff slash 25%, that's going to hurt your wallet. We already pay too much for guac at Chipotle, goddammit. I mean, yes, they have avocados in California, but we know better. This is making me mad while I look at his face. Let me change it. Go to your next story. You need to patch your older Windows PCs. Oh, by the way, when we said what was the benefit of Threadripper and AMD, we're kind of immune from those. What was it? Zombie load or something? Isn't that
0 day.
I thought it was zombie load. Hold on. I'm gonna load this up while I'm talking.
Exploit.
Load. AMD confirms its processor immune to zombie load. Is that like ransomware or a virus or both?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about the hardware level hack though?
I have no fucking idea. Anyway,
That Windows 10 was hit with.
So you need to patch your older. Well, that's XP. You're fucked right there if you're doing XP. But the idea of some running Windows XP on 2019 makes you laugh. I urge you to maintain that blissful naivete. Just leave now.
There's still a lot of companies using them, I guess.
Yeah, because I talked to a guy that was visiting my company from another company, and he said that he's done installs in places where they had to downgrade from the company's computers from Windows 7 to XP because their the software they were using would not work with Windows 7, and they couldn't. Their hardware wouldn't let them upgrade. Well, they couldn't upgrade to 10 without paying. So they had to downgrade to XP apparently, and that made them mad. But what can you do?
Right. Microsoft is warning that a recently patched vulnerability known as Bluekeep could have consequences as bad as WannaCry, the 2017 ransomware worm allegedly developed by North Korea that infected hundreds of thousands of computers. The company is worried that the malware utilizing the Bluekeep vulnerability is wormable, which means that it could propagate from vulnerable computer to vulnerable computer, according to a Microsoft blog post. Yeah. So I guess they've released. It took 2 months for the patch from MS-17 010 until the WannaCry malware exploited that vulnerability and spread it around the world. The fact that the last 2 weeks have been quiet is no guarantee going forward. But I guess they're saying that they. I'm not sure. I'm trying to see if they did they do like a patch or whatever that like the other one where they did a special thing because they stopped support for XP and all them back then. But they did like a special update that you could download or whatever for it, right? Or patch.
I think so.
Yeah. Because I said it was what was affected here. XP 2003 Vista Windows 8.
Hmm.
That's the blue key vulnerability rated a 9.8 out of 10 is in severity is so serious that Windows took the rare step of issuing patches for old and normally unsupported Windows versions, including XP 2003, Vista, Windows 8, and 10 are not impacted by blue key, but millions of other Windows machines are still used by countless businesses. Oh, they're saying Windows 8 and Windows 10 are not impacted. I wonder what that means for Windows 7, though.
Mm.
They don't mention it, so I'm assuming that it's fine. But hey,
Don't ever
companies, if you
assume when it comes to
got that
your
shit, what?
Don't just assume when it comes to your safety.
Yeah,
Unless you don't want to lose your data.
right. If you're data hoarder, you don't want to lose that data, right? But yeah, if your company's out there, make sure to patch that shit, right?
I'm sorry?
If you're like a giant company or whatever that's still using old, XP computers, like for cash registers and like other shit, make sure to patch it, right?
Yeah.
What's the biggest company do you think that still uses XP computers?
Well, I mean, like you said, they're cash registers, so it's not like you would know.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're ringing the shit up and you get a blue screen.
Yeah. Anyways, you got a Doug article next.
A Doug article.
Yeah.
Oh, give me 2 seconds. Where the hell? Oh, okay. I see it now. I had to scroll.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Apple's 150 megabit app download cap raised to 200 megabytes. Still dumb.
Apple's annoying 150 megabyte data cap for downloading apps and games over cellular connections is 50 megabytes less annoying this week, but still doesn't give phone owners the option to ignore it. So yay, but also boo hoo.
I mean, why wouldn't you just use Wi-Fi?
Well, I mean, like if you're out somewhere downloading it, I guess.
I mean, I wouldn't download a big file without Wi-Fi. I mean, 200 megabytes is nothing, but I I quit using Apple a while ago because they don't let you do half the stuff you just want to do.
Yeah. Well, it says finding out a cool new game has been released on the iTunes App Store, purchasing it, and then having the app over 150 megabyte message pop up urging you to connect to a Wi-Fi network before you can play is frustrating. As of this week, as reported by 9 to 5 Mac and confirmed by me trying to download Stardew Valley using cellular data, the message has changed, but the frustration stays the same. Apple last upped the data cap from 100 megabytes to 150 back in 2017. That's after increasing it from 50 megabytes to 100 in 2013. If trends continue in a couple more years, we'll be able to download a quarter of a gigabyte all at once. The future sounds awesome. Yeah, right. I have unlimited cellular data. Lots of people do. I would really like it if there were an option to ignore the app or bridge message, either through settings or an additional option in the dialog box. But hey, congrats to people downloading games that were between 151 and 200 megabytes, and to developers who can now make their app's initial downloads a little bit larger before the game is launched, and a couple gigs of additional data is downloaded over cellular networks anyway. Yeah, you probably do more than that just for a YouTube video, right?
When the iPhone first came out, I saw a video where they used a pay per a was a prepaid card AT&T SIM, and
Yeah.
like they gave how much like data was actually used per thing they were doing,
Right.
and I don't think they even touched the video. I think they're like I spent so many megabytes just pulling up a picture of a dog.
Again,
So,
well, Apple's got to tell you what you need and want.
right, they made it
Who gives a
perfect. Why you
shit?
gotta fuck with it?
Yeah. Well, you got to fuck with it. You're paying for quality. You don't want shit.
Right, that was the way Apple said it should have been.
Yeah.
Apple Tim Apple.
Well, here's a Downey Downerton story because I always call those stories Uppy Upperton stories.
Oh no,
Internet providers
story.
in Maine. No, this is a good one. Internet providers in Maine will soon have to get consent before selling customer data.
Oh, but what?
Yeah, they do that shit now. Internet service providers gobble up a disconcerting amount of information about you, your browsing history, and your gratification or geolocation information, your financial information, and a lot more. There have been many attempts to pass state level bills that prevent ISPs from selling this type of data since Republicans in Congress eliminated federal protections in 2017, but nearly all of them have failed, which means the passage of a bill in Maine is a significant milestone for privacy advocates.
Hmm.
So, you got anything to say about that? We haven't done like a whole lot of tinfoil hat shit lately.
I mean, we kind of already knew they were gonna sell our shit. It's just
Yeah,
now
but
they
Maine's
now
trying a little bit.
a little, but you know, all they gotta do is say "fuck you." We're not gonna tell you nothing.
Right. Anyways, you want to pull up our next article? It's about games here.
Oh my browser froze. So hold on a minute. Oh,
Uh,
there it goes. You happy?
yeah.
PUBG bans and arrests in India prompt technology debate. Okay, what's this about?
Numerous cities in India banned PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG, in March and threatened to arrest people caught playing the game in public, arguing that it is addictive and encourages violence. 21 people were arrested during the bans, some of whom were convicted and forced to pay fines. The bans were all lifted by early May, but their lasting effect raised questions on personal freedom, regulation, and public health. And thanks for
Wow,
bullet pointing that shit.
wow, that's horseshit. Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ.
It is a bad game. You must pay money. What? I bought it with my own money. No, you must pay us money. No,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to do a stereotypical Indian accent, by the way.
right.
But anyway,
Yeah, I mean, we talked about before about like a lot of the policymakers. They're always trying to blame video games for shit.
yeah, even though there's no connection, if a grown up's going to be an asshole, they're going to be an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of trying to reach with the saying it's addictive. Maybe trying to compare it to like gambling or whatever. But I mean,
Right. So if you play a bunch of video games, you've got to shoot up people. Apparently. Now let's hurry up and get done with this so I can play video games, Ian, or I'm going to shoot you.
right.
By the way, man suffers 9-day erection after bruising taint on moped.
What?
That was a side story there.
I see that.
I gotta wait for the story to come back.
Oh, Google.
New window. I'm gonna check this out while you. Wow, there's a lot of words in here. Around 95% of erections that last too long. It's a condition called priapism. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Oh, this is a nice short one here.
how the Chinese
Go ahead.
USA trade war could impact game hardware. During the 1980s and 90s, Nintendo made its game consoles in Japan. Now they're made in China and could get more expensive for American consumers. That's pretty much it, right? You know all I gotta say? It costs more, so people aren't gonna buy this shit.
What does that mean for Nintendo, though? As Nikai notes, Trump's plan would see a 25% tax on a Nintendo Switch in the U.S., where around 40% of all Switches are sold. The tax would lead to a more expensive product. Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa is quoted as saying, "The effect on business is huge, so we are clearly watching what happens next." While his article does not mention Nintendo's rivals, the Kyoto-based company would not be the only game hardware company impacted by the trade war. I mean, it's basically going to be everything.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck with my video games. They're gonna fuck with my burritos. God damn you, you orange bastard. Okay. Uh-oh, this is hitting home here. Ohio lawmakers passed bill to cut renewable requirements, help nuclear and coal. Okay.
Yeah, what the fuck articles were in now?
So this is all over NPR here. There's been the newer rules that, like, after Obama came out with let's do solar and wind energy and try and wean ourselves off of fossil fuel. So they gave a cut to companies that were doing, it was a clean air initiative. And they said, you know what would really help this clean air initiative? If we get all these regulations out about clean air and make it so the nuclear power plants that are failing, we give them a boost. What? The thing is, it's all gerrymandered, and I mean, it's I hate to say it's straight political, it's straight down the political lines.
Yep.
And
another political article, sorry.
I actually thought it was interesting when they were saying that the question that Trump was trying to put on the census, where they were going to ask, are you a citizen of the U.S.? He said that was, not at all, because, they figured it would affect voter turnout or anything. And no, actually, they had a political strategist whose job has been to basically change maps for zoning and redistricting. And after he passed away, his daughter found documentation on his estranged daughter found documentation on his computer where he was tasked with finding out information for the Trump's some party he had investigating the census. And he said, actually, yeah, this will totally, help out the GOP, because it's going to totally negatively impact the non-white vote, and all the districts that would have been a little blue get colored a little more red. And it's policies like that have been able to push to where people who think, yeah, let's give coal and nuclear energy more money, which is what's got us into this mess. Nuclear energy, yes, I understand, done correctly. People go, well, what about, no one ever talks about nuclear power? Yes, done correctly, it can be a good power source. It's cleaner, etc. Yes. These power plants are failing. If you want to give them a hand, do separate legislation. Don't alter good legislation for clean air, because now you're just fucking up there. There's a nuclear power plant in Ohio that now is poisoned a school because they're getting uranium and neptunium. and they had to evacuate it because oh no, they'd say oh no, it's safe, but we're going to do independent testing and close it for the year anyway.
Well, I guess apparently because of like all that political bullshit, we'd have a lot cleaner nuclear plants that were thorium based instead. That doesn't. There's no risk of meltdown at all, and it produces more power. But because of some political bullshit back in the day, we never switched to that, I guess.
Just like they said, we're going to switch to the metric system. Just kidding. We'll be stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're set in their ways. They just want to keep patching and patching and patching until the dinosaur fuel is completely gone and we don't have the backup plan going.
Are you down with the GOP? Yeah, you know me.
I mean, I hate to go back to my good stuff, but in the beginning of the old Fallout games, they explained that the reason we went to the World War is because they were trying to get the last batch of resources because there were too many people and they were fighting each other, and eventually, boom.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. We're all just going to keep, we're not going to make any actual plans for serious change. We're just going to keep band-aiding and, trying to patch it along until it becomes like in Idiocracy, the garbage pile that they stacked up for a millennia and just forgot about. So, yeah.
I was wondering, like, one of the conspiracy theories that I could actually see is, like, because supposedly they say cold fusion and like other similar technologies were suppressed back in the day.
I mean, why not?
I could believe some of that shit.
Well, the whole like I said, the whole theory between like the alternate history timeline of Fallout, why everything looks black and white in 1950s and 60s like it is because in their timeline they didn't invent the transistor, which that would negatively impact our technology quite a deal. But you think about it, and it's a very minute little thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we had, if we had fusion engines, imagine fusion-driven cars.
Well, wasn't like the hydrogen car or whatever invented like a long time ago, and it was suppressed or whatever, or other car technologies?
Was that thing Hyde on that 70s show? He said it runs on water, man, because they got a water car locked up that they're not going to let anyone buy, man, because they want to keep the gas prices going.
Yeah.
Hawaii warns tourists of parasitic worm that can burrow into human brains. Great, so it's not just Australia that's got the horrible brain worms that'll kill you.
Right. So apparently somebody ate like a worm or whatever tourist did on a dare. You got that shit?
I mean, hell, you can't go to Mexico without drinking the water. Why you gotta be stupid? Yeah. I mean, I try not to eat unless they cook it and serve it to you at a restaurant. When I was in Florida, I'm like, I like the grouper, but I'm paranoid. Have you ever seen the fish tongue parasite?
Oh no.
Oh, hold on. This is a level of horror that I must share.
Uh-oh. You trying to get me to LA Beast, huh?
Well, okay. So the fish, it's a louse / parasite, latches onto their tongue until their tongue dystrophies and falls off, and the parasite lives on as the fish's tongue. So hold on. Oh, I don't want to see a video. No.
Yeah.
God damn it, I don't need to see a video.
Ew.
Okay, let me just zoom enhance on the thumbnail. So yeah. Over on the left here, you can see what's left of the fish's real tongue, and then the parasite latched onto it.
Ew.
On a podcast I listened to, they were talking about it. They're like, imagine the fish is swimming around. What the fuck? And then the parasite's like, I'm just your tongue. He's like, "You're not my tongue. You're a goddamn parasite." You can imagine you catch a fish and you go to gut it and you see that shit.
Oh, you're so...
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd be afraid to do anything that isn't served at a McDonald's or something there.
Yeah.
But parasitic worm that cases in the rat lungworm, as common as its name suggests, I mean, no. A hole in your head. Young worms make their way to the brain. Ooh. Oh, that's no. There, I wanted pictures. I don't want to read.
You got an endless wall of text.
Yeah. Thanks, Hawaii. You scared
Insane
the
to
shit.
the membrane.
Great. It's expensive to go here, and you will die if you eat a worm. Is that your last article?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me my theme song.
Okay. Let me get something real quick. I'll play your theme song here.
All right. Where'd you go there? I didn't see you. You're so fast.
I try to be fast.
You're like
In
a
a
bigger.
Twinkie. I get something, man.
Try to be fast. Now you're going to be fat.
No,
Okay.
I didn't eat any dinner yet.
Okay. I'm gonna do this. This is like the quick bits on Linus. I'm gonna do quick shits here. I'm just
Are we
gonna.
going to shotgun these?
Yeah. AMD stock soars 10% after the Epic and AMD announcement. I mean, dirt.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't try to parlay some of yours into mine.
I was lazy. And then, like how last week I had people were commenting, "Oh, they didn't mention Threadripper anymore. Maybe they're doing away with it. Maybe it's time for to say goodbye." No. Look at this about that ad blocker. Look, we get it. Ads aren't all. No. Fuck off. But yeah, Threadripper is still AMD's plans. Mainstream Ryzen CPUs get more cores. So the mainstream, the consumer grade chips are going to get more cores, but Threadripper's still there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then, because I don't want to have to switch platforms again.
She was like, I never said that shit, bitch.
I had a picture of a sign that I saw at a swap meet. It was made to look like a quote. It was a picture of Confucius. It said, "I never said that shit, Confucius." And then, not sure. Go ahead.
As the family, the relatives had any picnics lately with NVIDIA? Because they're related or whatever?
I have no idea. Noxua shows off 1.5 kilogram fanless cooler that can handle high-end processors. So, at the booth, this is a couple of just the stuff that was at Computix that I saw interesting. Gamers Nexus did a video at the Noxua booth, which he said they gave last year. They gave the award to Noxua for not having a single goddamn RGB piece of shit on their booth, and he said this year we're going to do the same thing. And this is a prototype passive cooler they've got that's just called a fanless cooler. And they stuck
is this that vapor chamber cooler that you did a video recently? That was like he did like a whole video on different coolers and stuff. Because I saw the thumbnail. I was trying to look for an article for this, but you beat me to it.
I believe it's just a passive cooler. But the fin stacks very far apart. He does a whole video on explaining this thing, and he's like, plus by the time this launches, shit might be totally different. This is just a thing, a prototype they're working on. They wanted to show it off, and he gives a lot better specs than I can in this article. I just wanted to show that this is a thing, without having another video of the week. Also, a thing that I found interesting.
Okay.
Was G Skill showcasing extreme DDR4 kits up to DDR 4000 with 384 gigabytes.
What?
Yeah. Let me see if this is the image.
What kind of motherboard does that go on?
A big one? If I had to guess. What the fuck?
Biggins.
Yeah, like Al Bundy. Okay, hold on. Is it because I have the black theme that the thing is completely okay? Now, as you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 6. So there's 12 RAM slots in there.
Holy
And
shit.
It's a ROG Dominus Extreme Intel Xeon workstation board. And once again, Gamers Nexus went over this, and so did Linus. And the reason I thought this was funny is because just like Linus did, right after I saw this, I didn't link it, but if you watch Linus's video, he makes the same joke that I saw on Reddit right after that one. Chrome, after seeing this build, you see the build that we were just talking about with the 12
Yeah.
heavy breathing. And his joke was, hey, we finally built a machine that can run Chrome. Now, I got one that I think you'll like, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just linked you. Tell me if that video was related to the one you were talking about before.
Hold on, my mouse won't go over there.
That one looked interesting, too, nonetheless.
Nah. No, that's
What would you
floor
think
mat
about
for that.
getting like a passive cooler for your NAS build there? Cut down on moving parts, you know.
I mean, if it was proven to work, I mean, a fan isn't that loud. I mean, if you have an actual,
Yeah. I mean that they're becoming a thing, so obviously they do something.
but here's a story you'll like, Ian.
Okay.
One RGB customization software to rule them all. Razer Chroma will now encompass 25 additional brands. Finally, we will no longer. We'll no longer need separate RGB customization software on our Liam Lee PC cases, MSI keyboard, ASRock motherboard, AMD CPU fan, or Zotac graphics card. Razer Chroma will support all these manufacturers and more. For desktop PC enthusiasts, and you're likely to be familiar with at least one software for controlling RGB lights. In fact, you may be familiar with several. Seemingly every manufacturer has its own proprietary software for controlling the RGB lights on its graphic cards, RAM modules, motherboards, fans, PC cases, keyboards, mice, monitors, and practically any other accessory you can think of. Wouldn't it be great if you have all one software? Razer has widely stepped up to the plate to offer its Chroma software across more devices outside of just the Razer family. So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
So what's it working with? Did you say?
The list of 25 brands included are AeroCool, Cougar Fantex, AMD, Ducky, Silverstone, Antec, EKWB, Team Group, AOC, Giel, Thermaltake, A-Pacer, G-Skill, ViewSonic, ASRock, Liam Lee, Wooding, Biostar, MSI, Zadak, Bits Power, Patriot, Zotac, Colorful.
And what's the software called?
Chroma.
Oh, just Chroma.
I mean, yeah, Razer Chroma. See?
Huh.
So, you know, if you got all this crap, like G-Skill, they bundled their own software, and then it was just a rip off of Aura Sync. So like, yeah, go ahead and use Aura Sync. Who gives a shit?
So have you downloaded this shit yet, or what?
No, because I don't think Aura's on here at all.
Oh, really?
And everything I have runs off of Aura anyway. So why get another program? But I figured you'd like this.
So there's no Asus on here?
Dude, I stutter. I don't know. Look it up.
That sucks.
Yeah. I figured
You think that's like the most popular one?
Well, that's why they everyone uses it. So just like Corsair is probably not on that list either. But like all the secondary RGB things, might as well just go ahead and use one on them. Now,
well, it's about time we got something. I guess that's a good step in the right direction, right?
yeah. And then this is a deal. The Sabrent Rocket NVMe SSDs are on sale. So you can get a 256 NVMe for $40, 512 gig for 66, 1 terabyte for 113, and a 2 terabyte for 260.
And they couldn't believe how fast SSDs are now.
Let alone NVMe.
Yeah.
Wasn't that his argument? He's like, aren't they expensive now? And I pulled it up. Okay, I thought they were cheap. Or is that Floyd who was talking to me? I can't. Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, I figured you'd enjoy this. I don't know if we discussed it or not. NTU and SimCorp researchers 3D print concrete bathrooms unit in hours.
Huh. So they're talking about like the dividers and shit or something?
There's a video here. Let me see if I can skip some of it. Hold on. Page is going to go bright, but I got to be able to scrub.
Scrub a dub.
I mean, as you can see, they're 3D printing cement. And it looks like they made a little stall there. There's all these little pop-ups that say stuff. I'm sure they say how big it is. But, yeah, made a little tower, made a bathroom.
So they extruded their shit so you could extrude your shit.
I knew he was going there. I think we talked about them, making 3D printing of cement. Yeah, for this building here that was in this article.
Yeah.
But, within an hour or two to make a, toilet. That's very nice.
That's sweet.
Now,
Cool.
gaming news. I'm surprised you didn't bring this up.
Gaming.
Microsoft announces Xbox Game Pass for PC.
Oh, I did have that. I put it. The thing is that I bookmarked it on my phone and I went to check because my Firefox is synced with my bookmarks are supposed to be, and I never saw it on the list. So like it didn't sync or something, so I forgot about it. But yeah, I did hear about this.
Game Pass is headed to PC with support from top publishers like Bethesda, Sega Developer, Paradox, and Deep Silver. Or Devil Alerts. Anyway. So, as with the Xbox One version of Xbox Game Pass, the two are named the same, but will remain separate. All Microsoft exclusives will launch day and date in the program on their global release. So, Floyd's like, hey, you should get that. I'm like, maybe.
So is this like if you pay for Game Pass on the Xbox, do you have to pay a separate one for the computer then, or are they two different services?
Okay, as with Xbox One version of Xbox Game Pass, the two are named the same but will remain separate. So I guess you have to buy it again.
What?
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, you would think that they would keep it this. I mean, I know they want to make more money, but you'd think it would be easy to do it the same because you could play video games on there.
No, they want that $10 a month, dog. They don't give a fuck. Go ahead and cry about it. Just don't buy it. They don't give a fuck.
Well, right, but I mean, they took the step to let you be able to play the Xbox One games on your computer or whatever.
Microsoft has also said it will add full support to Win32 games on the Microsoft Store instead of just their bullshit. So, along with this news, that was an article that Floyd gave me. Also, Microsoft is bringing more games to Steam, says we believe you should have choice in where you buy your PC games. So, I mean,
Epic's
just
like, hold my beer.
yeah, I mean, Microsoft and Steam both realize, hey, we're going to lose some shit here if we can't get along. And plus, it's all about playing games anyway. It shouldn't fucking matter.
Everybody wants their own service.
I mean,
I want money.
They want to act like it's so difficult. Fucking Xbox is almost the PC. You might as well just be able to play your Xbox games on a computer.
Yep.
But they don't want to act like it's that easy. They want to act like it's a complete different beast. Sony is being sued in Australia for not offering PlayStation refunds in some cases. This was a Doug article.
Well, what the fuck do you expect them to do?
Australia's federal government is going after Sony over claims that PlayStation made false and misleading statements about its refund policy.
Oh, jeez.
So,
what do you expect?
Yeah, a whole bunch of words. I don't care because I don't play PlayStation, but
so, well, like, what was this mainly for, like GameStops and stuff, or like whatever Australian stores that they have there?
Australia Competition and Consumer Commission (ACCC) is going after Sony over claims the PlayStation company made false or misleading statements to Australian gamers in regards to refunds, especially the ACC statement. I'm assuming if you bought a game online and tried to return it, probably. Because they wouldn't give a shit about store refunds. Statement takes issue with Sony Europe's statement in September 2017 that the company was not required to provide refunds for downloaded games or if 2 weeks had passed since the purchase. Sony Europe has allegedly told consumers it did not have to provide refunds unless the game developer told the consumer the game was irreparably faulty or otherwise authorized refund. So yeah.
Well, isn't most shit like digitally now is like non-refundable, right?
I mean, yeah, but they say no. You got to pay money now.
Yeah.
Europe's not fucking around.
Well, good on them.
That's why Zuckerberg was sweating when he was drinking that water.
Yeah.
You're gonna take my money.
Sweating.
I just gave up half of my money.
Yeah, real money this time in the billions.
Right, where it's gonna hurt. So I had to squeeze a Fallout story in here. Fallout Shelter is getting a sequel with player versus player, but it's only in China right now for the time being. I actually first
player
saw,
versus player.
Yeah, PvP. I actually saw this first, like it says on the YouTube channel Juicehead. He published a video about it, and it looks really good. Sadly, it looks like the game will be in China exclusively, at least for now. Pete Hines, Senior Vice President of Global Marketing and Comms at Bethesda, stated in a tweet last year that Fallout Shelter Online is developed in China for China, in response to a question asking whether it would make its way to the U.S. Because it took what was already good about the first game that made it was its most successful. That was their most successful Fallout game ever, period. And it took that and added more elements of the actual Fallout game franchise, not just the mobile game, to it. And like I said, the guy made an entire video of it, showed footage of it. I'm not going to do that because we already get flagged enough. But it looks cool. I wish we could have it here, but what you gonna do?
How would a Chinese person say that's long?
No. Anyway, so
that's wrong.
No. So that's my last article, sir.
It is.
Yes, sir.
You've been slacking this week.
I told you I was trying to go light. It's already 1 o'clock, and I gotta take my dogs out, man. Come on. I don't want to poop in the house.
Should 3D print him a bathroom, Frank.
Yeah, because that's what the problem is. Anyway, sir.
Hey, people have trained their dogs to like bend over into the toilet or something.
Right.
You
Anyway,
you never see that a dog pissing in the toilet.
I mean, play me off, keyboard cat.
Okay.
Goddamn right. Bye, everybody.
Frank wants to get the fuck out.
Yes.
Get the fuck out.
Get off my lawn, you damn hippie.
Bubs.
You- I didn't hear anything.
Oh, are you serious? God damn it. Yeah, that's right, because I muted it because I was trying to get something to work. Anyways.
Oops.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Boobs. The oops.